morning, fellow brethren. For the next 3 Mondays, we will be looking into John chapter 14, verse 6, where Jesus makes three I am statements. First, let us set out the context for John chapter 14, verse 6. This record of these events are very close to Jesus' betrayal, and Jesus was preparing the disciples for his coming death. And he sought to comfort the disciples by letting them know that he would be going to prepare a place in heaven for his disciples. Jesus mentions in John chapter 14, verse 4, that the disciples will know the way which Jesus goes. Thomas then tells Jesus, "We do not know where you go, and how can we know the way?" Jesus then proclaims three I am statements, which we will be going through over the course of the next 3 weeks. For this week's Motivating Monday, let's look at the statement that Jesus makes in saying that he is the way. Let's begin by answering the fundamental question. Where was Jesus claiming to be the way to? To find the answer, let's turn to the Gospel of John, specifically chapter 14. Here, Jesus reveals that the destination is heaven and ultimately access to God himself. Jesus is proclaiming exclusive access to God, and this is a bold claim. In a world that often promotes the ideas that there are many roads leading to heaven, or that all religions are equally valid, accepting Jesus as the exclusive way to God can be challenging. People may have a generally positive attitude towards Jesus, viewing him as a holy figure, a wise teacher, or even a messenger or angel of God. However, Jesus claimed to be the Son of God, and he claimed to be the only way to reach God the Father. As Christians, it is essential for us to live in a way that shows others that Jesus is the way to God. So, how can we do that? Firstly, it is through our conviction. We need to have the unwavering faith and to be fully convinced that Jesus is the only way to God. When we ourselves are convinced, we gain the confidence to share this truth with others. This is just as how the Apostle Paul expressed his conviction in 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 12, which reads, "I know whom I have believed, and am persuaded that he is able to keep that which I have committed unto him against that day." Secondly, it is also through our communication. Sharing our faith is crucial in demonstrating that Jesus is the way. We must effectively communicate and express our faith to others. In Philemon chapter 1, verse 6, Paul highlights the importance of effective communication of faith. And this states that the communication of thy faith may become effectual by acknowledging of every good work, every good thing that which is in you in Christ Jesus. In verse 5, which comes earlier, Paul acknowledges that Philemon was known for his love of Jesus and the church and the sharing of his faith. As such, we must also acknowledge how the gospel has changed our lives and share this with others as well. By effectively communicating our faith, we can lead others to Christ and show them that Jesus is truly the way to God. Finally, through our commitment, our commitment to God must be substantiated by our actions and works of faith. Just as Solomon encouraged the people of Israel in 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 61, which says, "Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord your God, to walk in his statutes and to keep his commandments as at this day." We are called to be committed, to be loyal, and to be true to God, just as how Solomon said that your heart may be perfect with the Lord your God. And this is done by walking in God's ways, and obeying his commandments. When we demonstrate our commitment to God through our spiritual service and righteous living, we are also showing the world that Jesus is the way to God. Our commitment should be evident in how we love others, how we serve the community, and also how we uphold the values and teachings of Jesus. In conclusion, living our lives in a way that demonstrates that Jesus is the way to God requires conviction, communication, as well as commitment to God. By embracing these qualities, we will be able to have an impact on those around us and to lead them to a relationship with God through Jesus Christ. With that, I hope you have a good week ahead.
Holy